Let me talk to you guys about the differences between aggressive cutting and slow cutting. I'm gonna tell you guys what the benefits and negatives are of each. Let's start off with slow cutting. Slow cutting is when you start losing weight. You cut down calories slowly, so as the weeks go on, you'll reduce the calories by 100. The first month, you'll reduce them by 200, right? The next month by 300. Next month after that, 400. Losing fat consistently. And yes, slow cutting is a lot easier than aggressive cutting because of the simple fact that you're not starving all the time. You're going into your diet slowly, you're getting used to how you're eating, and it's a lot easier compared to aggressive cutting. Not just that, but you can have even more little cheat snacks like 80-20, 80% clean, 20% dirty. But while you're aggressive cutting, it's not the same thing. You have to watch every single little thing you're eating, even from the gram of protein to the calorie. It's a lot harder because it's a lot faster. And when you're losing the fat slowly, you're going to be trying to maintain the muscle by going to the gym. Go to a gym for at least 3 to 6 times per week. I recommend at least 1 to 2 rest days. Talking about it being a lot faster, that's one of the major components to this. When you're aggressive cutting, it's gonna be like this. You're gonna lose it in 2 to 3 months. But while you're slow cutting, it might take anywhere from 6 to 9 months to maybe even a year, depending on how heavy you are, what your goal weight is. So that's why some people like doing slow cutting and others aggressive cutting. It all depends on your mindset because some people want it really fast and they do the aggressive cut. But sometimes they'll end up binging on the weekends but eating clean all week. So I really recommend you slow cut if you can. But something you always have to keep in mind, whether you're aggressive cutting or you're slow cutting, is to try to eat as healthy as possible. I see this in most of my videos because a lot of you neglect micronutrients, protein, and all of the other ingredients that they add into your foods that make you feel kind of sloppy, kind of tired sometimes, maybe even giving you some brain fog, or maybe even affecting you in the gym. So I really recommend you eat healthy. What is eating healthy? Eating healthy is when you're just trying to eat mostly whole foods. Why do I say this? Because mostly whole foods are very nutrient. They don't contain any extra ingredients, and a lot of them contain a decent amount of protein and micronutrients and antioxidants. Antioxidants are very important for your body, so is micronutrients, and so is protein. Protein is one of the key factors when it comes to building muscle. So I really recommend you get enough protein, try to eat as healthy as possible, but we have to keep one thing in mind. We're cutting. This is going to be a bit harder, whether you're slow cutting or you're aggressive cutting. Especially when you're aggressive cutting, it's a bit harder. I know, because right now I'm aggressive cutting, and it's a bit harder to get in my protein. It's a bit harder to get in my nutrients. To be honest, it's kind of a struggle. It's not as easy as it looks. Maybe it's just for 2 to 3 months, but it's still a struggle. Because throughout those 2 to 3 months, one day could feel really bad. You're gonna feel really tired, really hungry. Especially if you don't know nothing about dieting, the foods that are very low in calorie and high in volume. You're going to be struggling a lot. So that's why right now I'm aggressive cutting, but I know what foods to eat. I eat lettuce, spinach, Diet Cokes, zero sugar-free Jello, right? And many others like that. Those foods keep me full, and a few other factors that can keep you full are protein and fiber. And of course, the low-calorie foods, like I just said. Protein helps satiate you and it helps build muscle. Fiber helps keep you full and it helps you digest all the food. So those are my recommendations for when you're trying to lose weight, whether you're slow cutting or you're aggressive cutting. But especially when you're slow cutting, try to prioritize your protein and try to eat as healthy as possible. Right now I'm eating a lot of keto bread and a lot of these other foods that contain quite a few ingredients, like egg whites and chicken breast. They don't contain that much, but other foods like the sugar-free Jello and others contain a lot of ingredients. but I eat them so I could hold off and not eat that much, whether it be donuts, whether it be junk food, whether it be another chips, whether it be hamburgers, whether it be crumble cookie, whether it be anything, right? Those foods help you hold off on that. And especially the protein powders that taste really good. I can use them when I'm baking or something, and I can create myself a low calorie dish like low calorie waffles and all of that, like low calorie French toast with the keto bread, and it's gonna be alright because that's helping me crave my sweet tooth. This is something I want you guys to understand. When you're aggressive cutting, it's quite of a struggle. But good thing I'm here to tell you that slow cutting is way easier, especially after you build up the discipline over the past few weeks. You're just gonna hit your weight loss goal like this, and your metabolism isn't gonna be messed up as much. Cause right now, when you're aggressive cutting, like me, your metabolism gets messed up if you don't know how to take care of it. Like, there's one day throughout the week where I have to refuel my body so that my metabolism doesn't go off rig and I don't lose fat as much. So this is why it's quite of a struggle when you're aggressive cutting. But I make it work out, and that's why I'm here to help you guys so you guys can know how to aggressive cut or slow cut. Now let's talk about slow cutting. When you're slow cutting, you can prioritize a lot of whole foods. You could do that too when you're aggressive cutting, but it might be a bit harder to hit your goals because I know that whole foods sometimes aren't that high in volume, so that's what kind of makes it a struggle sometimes. But something that's so crucial, whether you're slow cutting or aggressive cutting, please drink your water, at least a gallon a day. Please, water is so important for the body, okay? It's super important for the body. And when I tell you about the spinach and lettuce that I eat, when you're slow cutting, you don't have to worry about being hungry all the time as much. You might be a bit hungry in the beginning, clearly because you're trying to lose weight, but if you know how to manage that, like I said before, with egg whites, prioritizing your protein, fiber, low calorie foods, and something that I've been like eating lately is cucumbers with tahini and Valentina. Really good snack, and it's very low in calorie. Other foods like pickles and stuff like that, it's pretty much the same thing, right? I think cucumber and a pickle, no, I'm not gonna get off break, okay? I'm not gonna talk about that, but you should be prioritizing your micronutrients. And if you need to supplement, what are a few supplements that you could take? The ones I like taking is magnesium glycinate, D3 plus K2, and creatine. The only one that I've heard besides that might be pretty good is probably fish oil. A lot of people that are in my niche say that it's good for you. One time I would take it, but I stopped taking it, and I might have to get back into it if I need to. Besides your metabolism not going off rig when you're slow cutting, the other benefit is that you could have more little cheat snacks or off-plan snacks or whatever you want to call it, or maybe you can make it fit into your plan more. That's why I say that when you're aggressive cutting, it's hard to fit things in because they have a lot of calories, very few protein. But when you're slow cutting, you have more access to more calories, more access to protein, and you could just overall eat more and not to struggle as much. This is why I like slow cutting sometimes, and other times I like aggressive cutting. It really depends on what I'm doing, because I did bulk up for about 6 to 8 months, and I did build a decent amount of muscle. I'm cutting down right now. Like I said, aggressive cutting, got about a month or two left, and it's gonna be quite hard, but I'm used to it. Your body starts to get used to it, and if you know how to, it should be a lot easier. This is why you should be prioritizing protein. Keeps you full, alright? Slow cutting or aggressive cutting keeps you full. Not just that, but you have a lot more energy in the gym when you're slow cutting, because you have more access to food. Food gives you energy. Carbs is your body's main source of energy. And if you have some carbs before the gym, it's gonna help you with your energy. And this makes it a lot easier to keep your muscle or to even build some muscle. And some people say that you can't build muscle while you're slow cutting or aggressive cutting. And I say that that is not true. It makes a big difference in your performance in the gym, because when you're slow cutting, it's a lot easier to build muscle or to even maintain muscle. And a lot of people say that you can't build muscle or maintain muscle while you're cutting, which just is not true. You could build muscle while cutting, as long as you're prioritizing your protein, making sure to hit all your workouts, good form, close to failure, and a lot of other things. You'll be able to build some muscle or maintain it, but hopefully you could build some muscle like I did. Now, let me compare it to my experience when I was slow cutting. When I'm slow cutting, it's a lot easier. I could have more energy in the gym, and I overall just feel better. My metabolism's still working right, everything's working right, no brain fog really. I could do everything normally, but like I said, when I'm aggressive cutting, it starts to become a bit harder. Maybe your body gets a bit more tired. But the benefits of slow cutting, you can feel more stuff in, like I said, more energy. And of course, there are a little bit of a negative on slow cutting, that sometimes you may get impatient. You may get impatient sometimes and want to aggressive cut. And maybe sometimes you'll think, oh no, this journey is too long, but you have to be consistent. The same thing happens when you're aggressive cutting. You might think it's too long, but you have to be consistent. But when you're aggressive cutting, the pressure is a bit greater because your body's going through it a bit more, your brain's going through it a bit more, realizing that you don't have that much food, that much energy. Compared to when you're slow cutting, you get impatient because you just want to lose the weight already. But as long as you're making progress, you're doing fine, you're doing great. To sum it all up, aggressive cutting is harder, and I do really recommend slow cutting. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe for more videos like this. And these are the differences between aggressive cutting and slow cutting. And you already know, Saul.